Hey friends, hello. It is Lisa at Hand Stamped with Lisa Pareto. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, friends. I've got a cute project. I'm so excited to share with you. It's a cute project. I spend hours every week scouring online to find something that's really fun and something a little bit different, maybe something you haven't seen before. So super excited about this project. It looks really complicated, but once you're in, piece of cake. So you guys know that I have my stamp studio in our lowest level. So it's in our basement. We have basements in Wisconsin. And so my basement actually has my room that I'm in has two windows on this side. And I have a bird. I have a bird that is at one of these windows and it keeps trying to fly into my studio. It was here yesterday with me and she's back today. So I'm just like, what is going on? What do I have in here that she thinks she needs? I just don't know what's going on. So yeah, that bird. So if you hear thud, 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 it's the bird coming into the window. So for those of you who are watching live, go ahead and say hello. If you're watching via replay or on YouTube, be sure and introduce yourself. I always like to know who's here watching. You're going to see a lot of me this week. You're going to see a lot of me this week. Let me tell you when and where. I'm going to be here tomorrow at noon. I'm going to be here Thursday at 3. I'm also going to be here Friday at 3 because it is the Silly Old Bear Craft Along. Everyone has gotten their boxes now, and so we're going to come together and make those projects together. So if you are watching tomorrow at noon or Thursday or Friday at 3 and you're like, that is adorable, I want all the details, I can get you the tutorial. We can get the tutorial for just $25. The packages, the craft along packages are gone. Those are all gone, but you can still get the tutorial. So just come see me tomorrow. Come see me. I'll be right here at noon, and then Thursday and Friday at 3 sharing all 12 of those projects. So today I spent the day die cutting all those cute little Winnie the Pooh creatures. Oh, so good. So good. So should we get stamping in our crafting chat today? Reminder to you as I grab my ink pads, I'll do it once I'm on the other side of the video. Ink pad special. So if you join as a demonstrator right now, same deal, $125 worth of product for $99, and you get those 5 free ink pads that are new in colors. That only goes till the end of the month. So if you are spending a lot of money yourself, or if you have a group of friends who wants to get together and craft, girl, save yourself some money, get some free stuff. Like, come on, right? All right, so let me turn you around here and show you what we're gonna make. Oh, don't look at my directions there. Look at the fun stuff. All right, first I gotta grab my ink pads that I didn't grab already. Let me just do that real quick. All right, and then we can stamp. So let me show you a finished project of what we're making, and then we're going to make another one all together using some different supplies. But this is called a pleated card. Now, some of you may have seen this before. This is brand spanking new to me, and it was so impressive to me. So when you pull it out of an envelope, this is what it's going to look like, and then when you open it, it does this. Oh, isn't that so cute? So the paper that I'm using here, and then in here, this is that Boutique Blossom or Blossom Boutique. This is the free product of the month, so or $5 product of the month. So when you spend $75 in the store, you get to pick out this paper for $5. So I use that. You can see, so pretty right there. And then this little fella, let me see if I can grab it here. I should have it really handy. Is Nature's Frame. This is a large stamp, so this is just one large stamp. The middle is cut out, and that is how I made that image. Don't look here. My little mistake. I was just learning how to use my shimmer pens, and you can see that it works beautifully everywhere else. I got a little carried away. But this was just an example and a chance for me to like try it on my own. I say that, I may send this to somebody who I really love who is not going to care that I have a little splotchy there. But look at those little shimmer pen. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. So we are going to make this card together, and I'm going to give you all the dimensions, and we're going to use a different set of products with that. But cute, right? Super cute. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to do our scoring. We are going to do our scoring before we get to anything else. And so when we look at this, we are going to start with a piece of cardstock. It is 11 Let's see if I can turn you a little bit here so you're not so wonky. It is 11 by 5.5. So that is the size of this cardstock that we have to work with. 11 by 5.5. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do all of our scoring lines. So let me get that all set up. I've got all my blocks up here ready to go, but we can set those to the side so we can get this guy up here. All right, when it comes to scoring, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it really, really easy. We're going to come here. Let me get my little cheat notes. All right. Oh, goodness, Lisa, I got stuff everywhere. Honest to Pete. Anybody else's craft room look like it does? Like I have this much space. Whatever you're looking at right here, I feel like that's all the space that I have. All right, so we're going to make sure that our cutting blade is set and down, and we're not going to use that. And we're going to take our piece of cardstock, we're going to put it in the long way, and we are going to go to 1 1/8. So 1 1/8. Close that down, hold that tight. We are going to go ahead and score that. And then we are going to go to 2 1/4. We'll pull that down. Yeah, so if anyone knows like how to get rid of that bird, I think I could put like little decals on there. That might work, right? And then 3 3/8 right here. So it's 1 1/8, 2 1/4, 3 3/8. Let's hope that looks right. And then all we're going to do is flip it. So rather than learning having a whole nother set of numbers, we're just going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. I think that's so much easier than like trying to move it down and do all of that stuff. So 1 1/8, 2 1/4, and then 3 3/8. That is the trickiest part of this whole thing. Once you get these little lines all done, I think you're going to find that the rest of it goes together pretty easily. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take that. Now I am using Crisp Cantaloupe here, which is one of our new ink colors. It's a stunner. It's an old favorite, actually, isn't it? And then I'm going to go ahead and score. Since I scored all of those, I'm just going to take my bone folder and really strengthen up those folds, because we do need it to fold pretty well for us, just to make it easier as we're putting it together, right? And then we're going to come over here and we are going to do the same things. Go ahead and fold that one here. We will fold it back on itself. So big day today. I got my first pedicure of 2026. It was long overdue, but my mom took me to get a pedicure for my birthday present, which was so nice. Love a good pedicure. But then this is what we have, and that is what we're going to start with. So isn't that so, I mean, she just looks fancy. She just looks so fancy, right? And then what we need is we need a bunch of cardstock, and I'm going with designer series paper. You could also go with something that is embellished, right, by using the an embossing folder. All sorts of options here, but I am going with this beautiful cardstock. Let me make sure I got, so I need 4 sets. 1, 2, 3. I need 4 sets, and these all measure 7/8 by 5 1/4. So this is what we're going to be working with in there. So 4 of them, and let me show you what I used for this. I did use this, I think, last week or the week before. This is the Bloom Boutique. Bloom Boutique. So many blooms and blossoms, but it's got that little bit of gold in there that is just so pretty. Features all of our new ink colors, so really, really fun to use. I think that's a great designer series paper. Love that one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start working on this. So when you look at this, you open it up, you've got 3 folds, but you've also got this fold here, so that's why we need that 4. And I think we do want them to match. I think if they didn't match, it might hurt my eyes a little bit. It just might hurt my eyes a little bit. So I kind of have them laid out how I want them to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this, the outside flaps first. Come on. Oh, I always feel like as soon as it gets on camera, it gets like all caught up on itself, like, oh, nervous, right? And so we're going to come on and put this one here. And we're just going to start layering those pieces of designer series paper on those little score lines. So I like to go one to the other. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, it feels like I'm staying on track better, but you could also just do one side and then the other side, right? So we'll go ahead and do this one. So you could, you know what I'm saying? Like you could do the whole side on one side and then the whole side on the other side, or you could do it all together. So we've got that. So now we're going to open it up. And if you look here, you can see the 3 that I have left. All right. And as I look at this, I think, gosh, I think I want that in the middle. I think I'm going to go that way. So think a little bit about what you want that layout to look like, and then go from there. So I don't know what it is doing where you guys are, but it is just about peony season. It's just about peony season. So peony, I love my peonies. They are just my favorite thing to have in the garden, and so they are just about to start blooming. Our lilacs are blooming, so usually right after those lilacs really hit it is when the peonies come. So I'm so excited for that. I'm going to my friend Sue. She owns Klein's Floral here in Madison if you're looking for a place to go. But I'm going there tomorrow morning to pick up the rest of the things that I need for my flower area. They have such beautiful flowers. They have some of the best geraniums in town, which I love a good geranium. I'm hoping they have some Lisianthus still around. Lisianthus, I don't know if you guys are gardeners, but that is just this really pretty kind of rose-like flower. It is so gorgeous. It's an annual though, so they have purple ones and white ones and pink ones. I'm sure they have way more colors than that, but you know, those are some of the things. I'm going to give it some of those. And then I'm going to get some carrot seeds. We are going to plant carrots this year. So I think that'll be fun. We've got a little bit of a raised garden area, so that should be pretty fun as well. So I love with the designer series paper, everything is just, what, Lisa, come on. Everything is just made to go together so well. And so it kind of takes the guesswork out of what colors you're going to do with things, which I think is really fun. All right, so you guys can see how that goes, and then it just folds itself up, and then it'll open up. Look at how pretty that is. So good. So now we're going to work on that middle section. And for that middle section, we're going to take another piece of cardstock, and this one measures 4 by 11. So this one measures 4 by 11, and we're going to go ahead and score it at 5.5, so it folds really nice for us. So we'll go ahead and score that. All right, so we've got that guy there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the inside of our card, and then we're going to embellish the front of the card. So let me show you what we're going to use for that. I did a little cooking show experiment here so that we don't have everything going on at once. But I went with the Boutique Blossom stamp set, which actually harmonizes and matches and goes with the paper that we're using. So really, really beautiful. And so we're going to do a big flower 2-step and then a small flower 2-step. So let me show you what that will look like. Let me grab some cardstock here for you. Yes, all of my cardstock is sitting right next to me. I cannot stand, if I'm creating, I'm like, oh, I need it right here next to me. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And so we need that, but we also need our little piece of cheat paper because we're going to do these flowers with just one stamp. And so let me show you what that looks like. So of course we're going to go with our crisp cantaloupe because it's the perfect match to what we're doing, right? And so when you look at these stamps, so it's a 2-stamp image. So you've got the raised edge, which is your detail, and then you've got the solid one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stamp the outer one first. We'll go ahead and make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. And we'll go ahead and stamp that one first, right? And then we're going to take the one that is going to be like the filler inner. And in order to get that, I'm just going to stamp off. And then I'm going to come over here and we're just going to line that guy up. And look at how perfect that works. So pretty. And what I love about this one too is it actually has some texture to it. So it's not a solid image. It's got that little bit of speckling. And so you can see that there are lighter and darker images on that, which makes it look just so much more lifelike, which is so pretty. I mean, obviously it's a paper flower, but you know what I'm saying there, right? And so then we're going to do a big one and we're going to do a small one. And again, we're going to stamp full strength in the outer, and then I can put them, I think they're easy enough to line up that we can put them on the same block. And then we're going to stamp off and we're going to come back I say that, watch me mess this one up really good. Oh, pretty good. Right, so then we've got both of those images there, and then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to die cut those out. Again, the die cut matches perfectly, everything harmonizes, so we'll just use yep, so you can see how those go together. So you've got this one and this one, and remember the size of the die on here, this is not the size of the die that's inside it, so we always have to remember that this is just a representation of the number of pieces. It's not a representation of the size of them, so always make sure to stay aware of that. So we've got those two. I already cut them out for us so that we wouldn't have to be like, let me go die cut this. So we did that for us. So there are those images. So we've got both of our flowers there, and then that die cutting also has this little leaf image. And so I was like, well, hey, I think I want a couple of those. So I did that in the Peaceful Pine, so everything will harmonize with what we've got. Now I'm working with this card front, right? So it's really like a full-size card front. And so when I was doing this, I'm like, I think it needs a little something on it. And so I just took the arches and I made myself a white arch on there. I think that'll really help give it a little pizzazz. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And so we're going to work on this one first. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and kind of play around with how I want my flowers to sit. So I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to put this one on with my normal adhesive. So we'll go ahead and put that flower on. And then with this one, I'm going to pop that guy up a little bit. I want a little bit more oomph from him. And so, all right, honestly, all of these I've used. You guys, what in the world? That is just crazy. I mean, like I said, does anyone else's stamp room look like this? Because I'm feeling pretty bad about myself. So much chaos. So much chaos, Lisa. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this one up here. Like, why would you need all of those dimensionals half used? Why wouldn't you finish one and then go get a new one? These are the things I think to myself. These are the things I think to myself as I'm stamping in my room. So I'm going to put that right in there. So I've got that really beautiful floral little set. And then I'm going to start working my flowers in. And so I want to think about where do I want those. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. This is where probably green glue, better choice. You know what? I'm going to use some glue dots, right? We haven't used our glue dots in a while, so I'm going to come in and use our glue dots. I think that will work really well. So today, if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you got to go on and pre-order the things that are going to be dropping in July. And I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you all the things that I ordered, but I will tell you there was a lot of beautiful holiday things. So we've got some really fun Christmas and Halloween things coming. So we are going to be doing, watch for the information, because we are going to be doing a Christmas in July craft along as well. We had so much fun and such a great response to our Silly Old Bear craft along that we are going to also do a Christmas in July craft along, and I am so excited about that. I think it'll be so fun. Really, really beautiful pieces that are coming, and so I think that that will be just a blast. So stay tuned for that. All right, how's that look? So cute, right? So we do need a little greeting on here. I feel like we need a little greeting on here to make it just a little bit more than what it is, right? So for the greeting, did I use? Nope, there's still some left on there. Let me show you the stamps that I'm going to use for that. It's kind of my new favorite. It is Sending Salutations. Such a great stamp set, because you have ones that will go on the outside, you have ones that will go on the inside, and a little bit of everything in between. So love, love this. I'm going to go ahead and let me just see how big I'm going to cut this one. I think I'm going to go 3/4 by 1 1/4. All right, hold tight, my friends. We're going to cut some cardstock here. I probably have it cut somewhere, and it's sitting over here, and I just can't find it. If anyone wants to volunteer to come and clean my craft room, I think that would be just a really lovely use of your time. You know that I would very much appreciate it, right? You probably are like, Lisa, I have my own craft room to clean. I hear you. I hear you. All right, so we've got that piece right here, and we're going to go with that inside piece, and this is where we're going to pull in our Peaceful Pine. Again, making sure that everything harmonizes really, really well. And this says, cheers to you, which is such a great greeting because you can use it for so many things. All right, that turned out just pretty darn perfect. So we've got that, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut that right here. And then I'm just going to cut in a little bit, and we're going to make that little bit of a banner end. Real easy there. So this is actually going to be a Valentine. Oh, Lordy, Lisa. Graduation card. We have a graduation party that we're going to shortly, and I was like, this will be so pretty for them. It's a college graduation, which I think is just a little bit different than a high school graduation. I don't think you have to be so much like, these are your school colors, and it needs to look a certain way and all of that. So that's just kind of my own thinking. So I thought, well, this is pretty, and I think the person that we're giving it to will appreciate the pretty of it and not really be concerned about any of the other parts. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of a dimensional on that one. Let's see. Let's pick a whole nother. No, we're going to finish this one. All right. Give us some dimensionals for this guy. Put that on there. I love these everyday arches. I think that's what they're called. I did not get them right away. And then as I saw people stamping with them, I'm like, those are perfect. They're just so good to give you that little extra layer that you need sometimes. So loved that. So you can see we've just got that little banner on there. So sweet. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go with more dimensionals because I got to finish up some of these sheets that are just hanging around here. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I also got, they did have, I don't know if I mentioned, they also have some really good what is in the, why is Valentine on my lips? I don't know. They also had some really good Halloween, and they had a really great Halloween scrapbooking, which I always love. Halloween is one of those that you can actually, I think, make pages ahead of time and then put your pages in. I don't feel it's like such a one-off where you have to really get your pictures back and decide what you want to do first. I think it's a really great one to do ahead of time. So I'm excited for that. I think that'll be really fun. Normally for Halloween, we go to visit our grandkids down in South Carolina. Now we didn't go this last year because I was just getting over, for those of you who know, I had my surgery and radiation and chemo. So I was just getting over that. So I'm very excited to be traveling to them. We usually do a little bit of a theme when it comes to costumes. So I'm excited about that too, to see. Now that they're older, there's one of them is graduated from 4K, and the other one will be, so we'll have a first, let me see, is it second grader, a kindergartner, and then a pre-K down there. So fun. All boys. Ooh, lots of boy energy. I'm sure Gigi will end up being a Mario brother or something, Mario Kart, I don't know. So we're just going to put that little greeting inside. It comes from the same stamp set. Isn't that so pretty? We are going to try, have mercy, we are going to go with a little bit of our shimmer paint. So let's see if I can get it shimmer painting on something, and then, so I don't get a big glob of it. With the shimmer paints, you do want to make sure that you give it a good shake, just to get the glitter all in the paint. Otherwise the glitter has a tendency to just kind of sit, and it doesn't mix in as well. So let's see if I can get this working really well for us. We're just going to go ahead. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, that is so pretty. Put a little bit on the inside of that. So let me see if you guys can see that. It's so pretty. So can you see where it's a little bit darker? It's got that little bit of shimmer there. So pretty, so beautiful. All right, we're going to come in with some of our embellishments. You know, we always need to add a little zhuzh to everything that we're doing, right? So we'll come down here and add a couple there. And then we're going to go up top as well. And we will add 2 up there. So that makes it feel very pretty, very festive, very extra. So we're going to turn that over. And we're going to put some adhesive on there. And actually, I think I'm just going to put the adhesive right here. I think this is the way that we're going to do this one. And then this guy's just going to sit perfectly in here. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's all folded. So when it comes out of the envelope, this is what it's going to look like. And then it's going to open up here. And it's going to open up here. Isn't that just so cute? And then remember, I had that other one. And that one is here. And then it opens up like that. So those are just so very darling. I love them. I love them. I hope you love them. Isn't that fun? Yeah, like I said, a little bit more fussy, but not hard fussy. Not like, okay, what number do I need? And this needs to slide in there, needs to slide in there. Pretty, once you get the cutting down, it was pretty straight easy, which I think is really, really fun. So I hope that you love that. Leave me feedback. I am always wanting to do things that you guys are looking for. So if you have sets that you haven't seen something of, if you have certain themes that you need some help with, I would love to, tell me what you want, girl. Tell me what you want. A reminder, I'm going to be here tomorrow at, what time did I say? Tomorrow at noon for the first of our Crafty Old Bear craft-along, Silly Old Bear craft-along. Clearly, I need a nap today. First day of our Silly Old Bear Craft Along, and then again Thursday and Friday at 3 p.m. as well. So you are welcome to join for any of that. And if at any point you're like, I think I might want that PDF, just let me know. We are offering them for $25. So that could be something really fun that you could work on over the weekend as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Know that I appreciate it. Reach out with any questions that you have. Otherwise, make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.